In Ukraine, President Zelensky accuses Russia of intentionally dropping a bomb on a theatre in Mariupol where hundreds of people were sheltering.
The world must finally officially recognise that Russia has become a terrorist state.
The Eye leads on the Russian attack on the Ukrainian city of Mariupol and the bombing of a theatre being used as a shelter, with perhaps as many as 1,200 people inside.
Good morning to you. We're going to bring you up to date with everything that's been happening in Ukraine overnight. Well, John is going to do that anyway. John, morning to you.
Hi, both of you. Good morning to you at home as well. I thought we'd start this morning with some rather sombre numbers that we've had from the United Nations, which give an idea of where we're up to after 3 weeks of this conflict. According to the UN, there have been 1,900 civilian casualties so far. 726 civilian deaths, more in the military, and 3 million people have had to flee their homes and are now classed as refugees. 3 million. And the figures for all of these categories are thought to be much, much higher than that. This is just the tip of the iceberg, because getting accurate, up-to-date, recorded information out of any war zone, especially out of Ukraine at the moment, is really difficult. Let me give you one example of why it's hard. This is the main old theatre in the city of Mariupol in the south of Ukraine, or at least it was the theatre, because according to local officials, and we've verified these pictures now at the BBC, the theatre has been flattened, apparently by a Russian bomb. Now, it's claimed there were hundreds of people sheltering inside at the time, maybe more than 1,000 of them, but so far it's been impossible to get those precise casualty numbers. And have a look at this. This is a satellite image of the theatre taken on the 14th of March, so just a couple of days before it was destroyed. On the ground there, we've highlighted at the front and back some words that were painted onto the ground. Now, that spells the Russian word for children, and it's thought that the families who were sheltering inside painted those onto the ground to try to warn off Russian fighter jets. It didn't work. That said, Russia has denied carrying out that attack. It's not just Mariupol, though, that continues to be hit so hard. These photos show extensive damage. There's to a football stadium, to another neighbourhood. These are cities right across Ukraine: Sumy, Chernihiv, Kharkiv. And some of them show before and after. Look, this is one neighbourhood in Sumy beforehand. And look at it now, just obliterated. Large parts of it, the ground scorched, buildings just completely disappeared. Now, Ukraine's president has been addressing the US Congress overnight via video call, and he talked about that attack on the theatre, describing it as heartbreaking. And in his overnight video address to the Ukrainian people, President Zelensky went even further, using language he's never used before about Russia. Take a listen.
But the war does not end. Russia's war crimes do not stop. The Russian economy is still able to maintain their military machine. That is why new packages of sanctions against Russia are needed. The world must finally officially recognise that Russia has become a terrorist state.
A terrorist state. Well, President Zelensky also renewed his call for a no-fly zone to be imposed and for more international aid for his war effort. And overnight, the USA has responded to that and approved another $1 billion of equipment to be sent to the Ukrainian military. You see them there in training. And for the first time, President Joe Biden has referred to the Russian leader, Vladimir Putin, as a war criminal. That has greatly angered the Kremlin, so there's a war of words going on this morning between both sides. And look, every morning at about this time, the UK's Ministry of Defence publishes a kind of update on the situation on the ground as they see it. This is what they've just put out this morning. It's intelligence update. It says that it regards the Russian invasion of Ukraine as having largely stalled on all fronts. It says the Russians have made minimal progress on land, sea and air in recent days, and that they continue to suffer heavy losses. It says that all Ukrainian cities, all territory, remain in the hands of Ukraine.
John, thanks very much.